how easy it is to use the Henning Lee propane tank pressure gauge. Step 1. Make sure your gas is off and unscrew the existing regulator. Safety tip. There is a safety valve in the tank that will not allow gas to escape unless a device is attached to it. Step 2. Screw on the gas pressure gauge. There is no need for tape or tools, just tighten by hand. Another tip, move the gauge face once installed for easy reading. Step 3. Reinstall the regulator on the gas pressure gauge and again, just hand tighten. Step 4. Open the gas tank and check the meter needle to accurately see how much propane you have. Also, check out the light feature. Step 5. Always shut the valve off on your tank when not in use and leave your Henning Lee propane tank pressure gauge attached for easy reading.
So you would never drive a car without a working gas gauge, am I right? So why would you begin a party and not know how much natural gas is in the tank? Because this, in most cases, is fueling your gas grill. Or maybe it's your fire pit. Or maybe it's this heater, which I wish was operational right now because it's a little chilly outside. So all of this is really amazing because now you've got a gas gauge. There's also a little light here as well. There's a button cell battery. So if you want to turn this light on and you're out maybe after dark, you can see here when I turn it off and then turn it back on. That is really simple. You may be wondering what I did to my finger. Paper cut. Yeah, it happens. Reached in my briefcase and cut my finger on a file folder. All right, so all of this is happening for you from Henning Lee. I have color choices for you. Here's the gray. I also have it in the red. Get that glare off there. Here's blue. 1,300 left in the blue, and I have black. Now, we introduced this earlier this season, and just this grilling season, in fact, I think we introduced this in March, over 11,700 of these have been ordered. They simply screw onto your existing tank. You just saw our video with Mark Charles' facility to see how easy it is. Let's have him join us now live via Skype so he can tell us more about these. Oh, he's got his coat on. That means he's outside. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Outside, well,
I'm not faking it.
Misery loves company. We're all outside together here, Mark Charles.
Hey, you can tell by my lighting too. By the way,
I can tell you probably have a little campfire going too. Lucky.
Yeah.
Hey, this is really extraordinary. You and I have been presenting this concept for a number of years, and it's always so popular because it solves a universal problem.
Yeah, and I want to point out a couple things. This is made out of solid brass, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So what's important to note is that is never going to be rusting or pit on you. So this will work in any climate, in any altitude, in any state, during any part of the year. So once you put this is on for good. It's one and done. But let me put it together for you real quickly in person to show how easy and simple it is to put together. So we're going to go to my gas grill right down here, and this is what yours is going to look like. All gas barbecues have a 20-pound propane tank that looks like this. You're going to have a regulator hose. That's what this is. The first thing you're going to do is make sure that that tank is on close. You're going to take your hand, remember, no tools. You're going to unwind this and unscrew that regulator hose right off there. You're going to take your Henning Lee gas gauge and you're going to screw it with your hands. Remember, no tools. There, and then put the regulator hose back. So what you did was create a bridge between the tank and the hose, right? And like David said, why have we been doing this all this time without a gas gauge is beyond me because we don't drive a car without a gauge. You're going to turn this on and look at that needle. I'm in the plenty green on there. And just so you can see it, it's actually so bright with the light, you can actually see without the light. But there's it is, full green. You keep this on, folks, and every time you're done with the gas, the barbecue, just turn it off, but leave this on. The only thing I tell you is please remember to remove this when you go to fill this tank up because you don't want to lose this, because if someone finds that on your tank when you go to fill it up, they're going to take it from you because it's an awesome piece.
Oh, it's amazing. And Mark Charles, already in this show, we've taken orders for 400. Add that to the 11,700 order just this grilling season, just since last month. And you're talking over 12,000 of these now gone. And we're only a few weeks into this grilling season. Now, I understand it's supposed to be nearly 80 degrees this weekend. Oh, bring it on. So this is what it's all about. We're going to be outside, busting out the barbecue, getting the steaks, the burgers, the dogs, the chicken, the veggie burgers, all those things are ready to go. If you need to replace the tank, it'll let you know that. If it's getting low, you'll know that too. Don't think, well, I'll just pick up the tank. It'll tell me how much is in it. Will it? No, it won't. Because you don't know, because natural gas, it doesn't have any weight to it necessarily, so it's hard for you to gauge how much is there. We would never get in our car to go on a long car trip unless we had a working gas gauge. So why would you ever turn on the grill or anything else that uses propane without knowing exactly how much gas is in the tank? Because what you don't want to find on July 4th weekend in the middle of your holiday barbecue when everything is closed, you run out of gas and your grill is not operational anymore. Now you're either taking things inside, the party ends early, or people leave because they're not interested anymore. So don't let this happen to you. Be ready, be prepared, know how much gas you have, and if you need more, you can pick that up. Let me tell you what we have in terms of colors. Now I had this for you in the gray. I also have the red. Red is very popular with only 2,400 left in red. Here's blue, fewer than 1,200 in the blue, and I have black. Black is also popular. We've now taken orders for 800 in this show, 12,500 for the season. Now take a look at this gauge. Now I've got the cap on the one end because we don't have this one connected to a grill. When I open this gas valve, it's going to tell me, just like the needle on my gas gauge in my car, how much I have in the tank. If I'm anywhere in that green zone, I'm good. If I'm low on the green zone, probably don't want to wait too long before I replace it. If I'm in yellow or red, it's time for a new tank, right? So let's turn this on. And I'm right in the middle of the green zone. So I know I'm probably pretty good for the party if I'm not going to be grilling too very much. But if you're in that low gas or refill, then Mark Charles, you know right away.
And the other thing too, David, we should point out is the old way, like you mentioned earlier, when I was younger, my father would say, just lift it up. If it's lightweight, go get it refilled. Now, that's something we should all point out, and David knows this and I know this, and you all know this watching. When you get your propane tank filled, it's a flat rate. They don't fill it and then say, oh, you only got 3/4 of it filled, so we're going to charge you 3/4 of the price. It's one flat rate, which means that 9 times out of 10, we are losing money because we're bringing the tank earlier than it's empty, and they're only filling it 3/4 of the way but charging us for the whole tank. So you're losing money, you're not using all your gas. So that's another reason for this, not only just to not worry about running out, but to actually use all of your propane that you paid for. Sometimes we're repaying for the same propane over and over again because we're guessing how much is in there.
Exactly. And if you've got a heater like this one, I mean, if you do, over here, this one, right here. If you've got a heater like this one, invite us over. We'll be glad to sit around it with you. If you've got a fire table, fire pit that is gas operated, or if you've got a grill, certainly, anything that runs on a natural gas tank like this one, these will work on. These are universal fittings, so you don't have to worry about them fitting because they will. There's a little light built in, there's a little button cell battery inside, and it's included. Now, in this show alone, we've taken orders for 1,500. Add that to what's been ordered just since last month, and we're at 13,300. Just for the first few weeks of this item. Mark Charles, we talk a lot about grilling season and great gift ideas, but you know what? This is a great self-purchase as well. Everybody who has a gas grill needs a Henning Lee propane tank gas gauge.
And again, David, we should reiterate what you said at the beginning. This is so, to me, a no-brainer. How have we been all these years without this? We would never own a car without a gas gauge in it. So why have we been working with our barbecues with no gas gauge in it all these years? And that's the most important thing. So this works for everybody and anybody, and everybody should have this. It's a money saver. It's a safety valve. Also, by the way, I want to point out something as I install this again for you. I'm going to take this one off because I have it right here. The other thing I want to point out too, David, it's got a safety mechanism to it. So if you happen to leave, which some of us are guilty of doing that, leaving the knobs open but there's no flame, you could end up emptying the whole tank like that. Well, it will shut itself off if it knows that it's leaking out gas and there's no flame on it. So it's got that valve as well. So back to the beginning. This is what it'll look like when you get home. This is your 20-pound tank. You're going to make sure it's closed. You're going to take your bare hands and untwist this. You'll never need a tool. You're going to take, I'll use the red one this time. You're going to take your Henning Lee gas gauge and put it right in there. Again, remember, notice all I'm doing is tightening with my bare hands. You need no strength, don't worry. You get to tilt this any which way that makes sense for you. Then take the regulator hose and put it on there. Again, bare hands. And by the way, if you put this on and the needle doesn't go up, that means you didn't connect the two pieces properly. So that's another safety valve, safety feature for you. I'm gonna open this up, and there I am in the green. Can you see that? And that's without the light on. And I just want to point out, when I put the light on, and you can see, look how bright that is. It's actually too bright for the camera. So you can actually see it beautifully, and you can move this any way you want. You want to move this to the side, you can do that. You move it to the bottom, and you can tilt this forward and back. And this is all solid brass.
So, Mark Charles, I would tell everyone now that we've taken orders for 2,200 in this show, 13,900 just since the season began, and that's half the quantity we brought in for the whole grilling season. Now, it's not even May yet. Some of you haven't even taken the cover off your barbecue grill yet, right? Because some of you had snow this week. I know, I saw the news. So this is what it's all about. Get this now, because now half our quantity for the entire season is gone, and we're just barely getting started. Here's the gray, 4,300 in the gray. Here's red, 1,600 in the red. That's our most popular. Our favorite foodie color is red. Here's blue, 950 in the blue, and finally the black. Also popular is that black. Many of you are picking up more than one because you might have more than one gas-powered appliance on your back deck or patio. You might have a grill, you might have one of these heaters, you might have a fire table, a fire pit. I love those fire tables. I have the broken glass and the flame that comes up, so nice and relaxing. But all of those work with a propane tank, right? So if you're planning a get-together, and my gracious, this summer we're looking forward to getting together with friends and family and folks that we haven't seen in a good while, and we were looking forward to doing that safely, and you want to be able to fire up the fire pit, and, the fire table and the grill and all the goodies that you love so much, don't miss this opportunity to make sure that you're always in the know. I always say, one of my favorite phrases, knowledge is power. And when you know how much gas is in the tank, you know what you can do for the evening, how you can entertain, what you need to do. What you don't want to do is wait in the middle of a holiday barbecue to discover that your tank is empty, and then, oh my goodness, what's open? Is anything open? Where can I go to get another tank? You're calling neighbors, hey, can I borrow your tank? No, we're using it. This is not where you want to find yourself. 14,500 of these have been ordered. Let's take a look at color choices again. Reminding you, here is the gray. 4,300 in the gray. Here's red, most popular. Now only 1,200. This one's been super popular on our show tonight. Here's blue, 900 left in the blue, and finally I have the black. 6,700 in the black. We've taken over 3,000 orders in this show alone. Add that to what's just been ordered since last month. We're nearly 15,000, which is well over half the quantity we brought in for the whole season, Mark Charles. The whole season. Half of the quantity is already gone. That's what's so crazy.
We know what it is. It took us, it takes us all year. We don't have this all year. David knows that. I know that. We don't bring this in all year. So for us, this is the season 2022 that we brought this in. We can only make so much. And this is the first time we did 4 different colors for the face. We've never done that before until this year. So it's kind of special and fun. We're coming up on summer, Father's Day, graduation gifts, housewarming presents. People are buying houses. They're doing parties outside again. And what a great gift to give somebody going to a party. Maybe forfeit the bottle of wine this one time and bring them this. I promise you, they'll remember you for a long, long time, because you only need it once. You only need one for every 20-pound tank you have, and it's good forever.
Mark Charles, you said something earlier that really stayed with me. This is solid brass.
Solid brass. It will not pit, crack, or rust on you, no matter what temperature or altitude or time of the year it is outside.
That is awesome. And then take a look right here. Does my tank need replacing or not? Take a look at the gauge, because I'm going to turn the valve on, and let's see. Oh, I think we're good. We're right in the middle of the green. That lets me know I can get through the whole barbecue. So this is going to work out just fine. Let me turn that valve back off. Reminding you now that we've taken orders for 15,400 for the season. That means in this show alone, 3,700. How many people are waiting? 700 people on the phone lines. And if you want that red, I have fewer than 800 remaining. Mark Charles, you're coming back a little later in the show, yes?
I am, with a great can opener from Kuhn Recon.
We're just going to ratchet our way to success, aren't we?
We are.
Sounds good. All right, we'll see you back. In the meantime, let's check in with Julia, who's got some updates indoors.
Yes, I most certainly do. I'm just taking a little flip through my favorite magazine,